It's the biggest baking company in the world, but Grupo Bimbo is more than just sliced white bread. Its trademark trucks can be seen in 19 countries, and it has annual revenue of $10 billion. It's been expanding rapidly around the world, and last year bought the US operations of Sara Lee. The United States is now the firm's biggest market. The Ceviche family founded the company in 1945, and current CEO Daniel Ceviche is often recognized as a down-to-earth leader with keen business sense. Mexican business magazine Expansión named him Personality of the Year.
In Latin America, we cover almost all the markets, all the countries, and we're seeing a very good environment for investment, for growth, and a transfer of wealth from to increase the middle class all across the region. Very positive.
And at the moment, also, we're seeing a fairly tepid recovery in the United States. How has that affected your business? Because you obviously have significant interests in the United States as well, including your purchase of Sara Lee recently. Yes. What's your outlook for the U.S. economy at the moment?
Well, we're seeing, I would say, a better prospect for the economy in terms of employment, but not necessarily, a big change. From the consumer standpoint, we're still sensing consumers struggling because of the oil prices and not necessarily a high employment economy. So we're seeing that the consumer is still struggling and being very worried about how he or she will spend her money.
But despite that, you are expanding your distribution and operations of Sara Lee. What's behind that?
At the end of the day, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to consolidate the U.S. baking industry, where we already were a significant player, and this opportunity came along. And for us, it was just a big changer, a game changer.
Your purchase of Sara Lee is an interesting example of a company from an emerging economy taking over a very iconic Western brand. Do you think that's emblematic of a wider trend in Latin America?
Well, I would say that goes with the fortunes of the economies. As you are seeing nowadays, that the developed economies are somewhat struggling or sluggish in their growth rate, you will see that the emerging market economies will be growing more, and therefore there will be more companies being able to either pursue opportunities like we did, or to expand in other countries in the emerging market region as well. So I wouldn't say that's the only way it's going to go, but I certainly see that now these companies based in markets like Mexico will have a more chance than 10, 15, 20 years ago to do what we have done recently.
And returning to the subject of Mexico, what sort of growth areas do you see in Mexico at the moment?
Well, I think that we're in a sweet spot. I see that labor competitiveness is very strong compared worldwide. I still see the huge opportunity of extending the linkages between the U.S. and the Mexican economies. So we will see more foreign direct investment, for example, in cars, in auto parts, in aviation, and we're seeing also a new interest in mining, for example, which we hadn't had in many years. The new law of public-private partnership was enacted a few months ago, and that's going to bring a lot of investment also on public works on many different matters.